ready.
We'll get you out of here. That way you can go have that beer.
Lighten these guys up a little bit. I think everybody needs a beer or something. Everybody's quiet. Like, damn.
It's been a long day, right?
Yeah, it's been a long day.
All right, we've now been joined by our NASCAR Xfinity Series race winner in today's Ag Pro 300, which is Jeb Burton. And Jeb, congratulations on that win today. I know your journey to victory lane has been one that has been hard fought, and especially since the last time you visited victory lane. If you don't mind, just take us through some of that and really what your mindset was as you took the green on those final laps.
Yeah. Is this work? Is it working?
I think so. Yeah, I think you're good. There you go.
Yeah, it's been tough. You know, the last couple of years, just being in the right situation. And today, when I opened my eyes, I told my buddy Ethan that he does our PR and stuff, and I was coming here to win that race. And I just love racing at Talladega and Daytona. It's a lot of fun. Should have won some other races, but those races I've lost, I've learned a lot. And just been lucky to be in some good cars at these places. And I got a really good spotter, Mike Herman. Him and I are on the same page and worked great together all day. And it's just so huge for our team to be locked in the playoffs, small team. We ran up front all day, too. It wasn't a fluke. The last race we won, it was a rain delay, but we ran up I ran up front all day on that one, too. So the only thing I'm disappointed about, I didn't get to do a burnout. I did a little bit of one, and I went to shift in second gear, and I blew the transmission out. So that's the only thing I messed up today. We're doing all right.
But we got a trophy.
Yeah, we got a trophy.
And a playoff spot.
So Jordan sent me a email on Thursday about an invoice he got for me doing something stupid on the racetrack, and I told him I was gonna make it up to him. So
this more than makes up for it.
Yeah, so we're all right now.
I didn't even put a comment. I just said FYI.
Yeah, I know, and I was like, I got it.
Here we
screwed
are.
up. I got it.
And Jordan, for you, before we go to questions, obviously a big change since the last time we were at Talladega for you as well. Just tell us a little bit about what that felt like to see Jeb cross that finish line in your car.
So this past week, I told the guys in the shop, I said, just got a good feeling about this weekend. You know, everybody has been working so extremely hard. They've overcome a lot in the shop, overcome a lot on the racetrack, and just really believe in the vision of what we're trying to do here. And Jeb's been hungry all year. We've been so close to having some really, really good runs. And just coming to the weekend, this is one of those races we've had circled on the calendar all year because they're opportunity races for a team like ours. If we do our homework, we put the effort in, give Jeb a good piece, let him do the rest. These are races that teams like us can win. And, you know, to come down here and both our cars qualify in the top 10, to win a stage, and then I didn't even know the 31 finished 7th. Like, to have both cars finish in the top 10 and win in the 7th was absolutely phenomenal for us, and just definitely proves what we're trying to do here, that we want to be here for long haul. I know Jeb wants to continue to grow his career and keep taking off, and, you know, that was kind of a point where I think it's almost 6 months since what happened here at Talladega last fall, and my wife was here with me today. She was here back then, and we were just talking like what a roller coaster of emotions of this place. Like, you know, you roll in the tunnel for the first time, you think like, yeah, last time I was here, I didn't even drive out of town. I went out of here in a helicopter. And to think about that and kind of all that.
Now you can drive down here with a buzz.
And a big trophy. And, man, so to overcome all that stuff and, you know, to just think about that and all we went through and the emotions. And from day one, this team, when it got started in 2018, it was kind of an opportunity for me to keep my racing career going, that it was like, all right, I want to race, but whenever it's time for me to hang up the helmet, I want to keep this team growing bigger than what I am. And, you know, this thing we joke and talk about all the time, but it literally started in, you know, 2 trucks and a dually and a gooseneck. And, you know, what is this, 5 years later, to win a NASCAR race, to accomplish the goal, you know, the first goal of many more things we want to accomplish is pretty amazing. I feel like life has a way of, there's always silver lining. Like I tell my guys all the time that we just got to embrace the journey. And they say, well, what does embracing the journey mean? That, you know, and this is the way I look at life, is nothing bad ever happens. If you can learn from it, become a better person. And I look at what happened last year wasn't a bad thing. It made me stronger, made my family stronger, made me stronger in my faith. I believe that God has everything happen for a reason. And, you know, brought Jeb and I together, brought Shane, our crew chief, together. And you look at all the stuff that's happened and all the people that he's brought in our path, like a lot of answer prayers from last year. To just sit here today with just a couple of scars was watching Larry on Fox today. Ken and I were watching. I about teared up watching it, thinking about it all. But it's like, of all places, our first win here at Talladega is pretty special. And even when they were talking about Jeb on there, he's like, he's the only previous winner here in the field. I'm like, all right, and he's going to bring it home for us.
We're still like that. That's good.
We're still like that. So even
we
better.
don't race here again until next year, so we're the only ones.
That's it. And hold that title for another year.
All right, we'll go ahead and go to questions. I know we have a couple, so we'll work to get a mic around. We will start with Justin. We'll go to John, and then Steve, and then I think Bob. All right, we'll get started.
Justin Schuler, Kicking the Tires. I have two. First for Jeb. What does this win mean in comparison to your first win here a couple of years ago?
I think it's the first win was special and big, for sure. I think it helped me continue my career, and this win right here is just as big. I think this win is even just as special because it's with a team that, like Jordan said, came from a late model hauler to what it is now, and it's growing. We're still not where we want to be. Like, these guys are working every week to we need to make our 1.5 mile cars better, our short track cars better. We're still not where we want to be. And Jordan's working hard, and Shane and Jordan believe in me, and have got my mojo back. I feel confident when I get in the race car. I've went through some things in the off season, and I'm happier now than I've been in a long time. I'm surrounded myself with some really good people. And I'm having fun at the racetrack again, and just thankful for the opportunity.
And then Jordan, I don't think I've ever seen anybody, at least in recent years, fight tooth and nail as much as you have over the last decade.
I think that's why we get along so good. We both hadn't had nothing given to us. We've worked our ass off, and today is what it's about.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, you look at a lot of people probably look at, myself and Jeb and drivers and people like ourselves that fight through a lot. Like, why do you do this? Why do you do what you do? And why do you, my dad, he's been with me from day one on this journey, and, he's 67, 68 now, and he's in the shop. He helped me build a mezzanine last week, and he could be sitting, on a boat floating somewhere, but he believes in the vision. And, this journey that we've been on, it's like, I feel like this is what I was led to do, and this is what I want to do, and this is, where my passion lies. And I think that, Jeb and myself, that's why we definitely clicked off, is we don't have there's not a bone in our body that's going to give up. Like, we're going to fight no matter what. People are going to tell us it's not possible. We're going to prove them wrong. And, we can call it resilient or hard-headed, somewhere in the middle, but we're both confident that, we're going to try to at least do our best to make it happen. And it's been so cool to kind of get a group of guys together that thinks that same way, that has the MO of, we're going to work as hard as we can to make this happen. And, we're not buying, into anything. We're figuring out our own. We're fighting through the struggles. We're fighting through figuring this stuff out. And, it's been so cool. We're grateful that, we're able to buy our chassis from RCR. We get engines from ECR. Will Jones hangs our bodies. But, all our setup stuff has come from, our guys in the shop learning and figuring out and trial and error, just trying to figure this stuff out. And Chevy's been a huge supporter of ours. So to get a win for them was really big. I've been telling them I'm going to get them some playoff points for a long time coming. So it's cool to get those manufacturer points for those guys. But, this is just another, like I said, I keep going back to another part of the process. But like Jeb said, we want to keep building. Like, this isn't something that we're just going to sit on. We want to, take the winnings here and, build him another new race car and, hire more people in the shop. And, so maybe we can get our guys back to a 7 to 5 schedule and, keep trying to get better. And, being able to come here at this level and win, it takes a village to get here, just to get to these races. But to win them, it takes that many more great people behind you.
Well, dreaming about it is one thing, but if you could tell yourself 10 years ago that you were going to be winning as an owner, would you have believed that?
No. I mean, 2013, 14, I actually went to go drive for a guy at Richmond in the K&N series back then, and he wrote a bunch of bad checks. I put the deal together and I actually sold off everything I had at the time to pay off the debts, moved back home with my parents. I was like a year out from graduating college and just thought racing was over. And oddly enough, the money that I had left over from selling all my late model stuff back then is what gave me enough money to make my first truck start back in 2014. So No, I would have told you were crazy. I would have looked at you and be like, that would be really cool and fun to experience, but I think you're crazy. But I just hope that for our sport, and I know there's thousands of, kids, people out there like Jeb and myself that are racing legend cars or late models at a short track across the country. They're going out there with their mom and dad and their brother and sister, and they got the brother putting tires in the car and the dad spotting, and they're working all they can do to get that car to the racetrack every week. Hopefully, our story is for those people that watch this that, hey, the grassroots dream is alive and well in our sport, that you set your mind to it and you work hard enough and you surround yourself with good people, you can get here, and you can win one. And it's just this is really cool. This is one for all of them for sure.
All right, we're going to go John and then Steve. Go ahead.
JohnNewbyHeavy.com. Just following up on that point a little bit, does it make it more of a payoff for you knowing that in 2021 you missed, what was it, the first 10 races of the year
10.
because of no qualifying, and now, you're celebrating a win?
Yeah, no, that was kind of where the business model pivoted a little bit. I don't think we'd be where we were today if that hadn't happened, because that was where I think I was going to run for rookie year that year, going to run all the races, had all this stuff planned out, and had a little 15-minute rain shower, throw a curveball to that. But that was where I was like, all right, I need to pull myself aside. The team's health is more important than my driving career at that point. We put Reddick in the car. We went and finished 8th at Coda, 5th at Charlotte. Josh Berry hopped in, finished 8th at Mid-Ohio, and we were off. And, I think it was really special. I got to come down here. I think I finished 5th in 21. So that was kind of a bucket check for me that, hey, I got my top 5 in the Xfinity Series. I got a couple in the trucks, and that was cool for me to do. But it kind of opened my eyes that there was something bigger than myself here, for this team. And putting Myatt Steiner in the car last year, Myatt was a huge building block to us going. And Jeb and I had talked last year a little bit about trying to make something happen. And when he came to me on the idea of, he had some owner points from his team last year, and I went to Bomarito, my partner, and I said, hey, let's just try to make a 2-car team happen. I think there's, anytime you can get more smart people under a roof, it's better. And, to have Shane Whitbeck on the 27, Josh Graham on 31, and all the smart guys that we have working on these race cars, I think it's helped us. So kind of stumbled on where we are today by accident. I won't call it an accident, but it just is pretty crazy to look back, because I thought the team we were done like 10 weeks without any income in this sport. Like it was tough, but we made it. We're here, and it makes it that much more sweeter. I think you're probably the same way. I mean, Jeb and I talk about all the time about how hard he fights for sponsors. I mean, there's probably many times where you kind of looked at your email or looked at your text and you're like, man, how am I going to make it to the next race and put these sponsorship deals together? So I'm sure you can probably relate to that.
Yeah, I look at your texts all the time asking about more sponsorship. But yeah, I've been lucky to find some good partners the last couple of years and just fight and claw. State water heaters, without state, I wouldn't be here. Actually, Jeff, he just left here, but without that guy, I wouldn't be here. He's the guy that put the deal together for my first truck deal with Dad in 2012, and that led to me getting the opportunity in 2013. And State's been with us for 15 years, and he took me to JRM, showed that I could run good, and that got me the 10 car, and then winning there got me last year, and then doing what I did last year got some partners and led me to you. So it's just been a fight. I'm just lucky to have the partners that I got, and we still need some more. We still got some open races to sell, so we're working hard and just happy to be here. Excited for Dover. We're in the Dash for Cash. So who's the 4 guys in Dash for Cash? Me and who else? The
Cole.
2 car.
Cole, Sheldon, Parker.
Damn. So it ain't gonna be easy next week. So we'll go there and fight. We had a good sim session the other day. I'm really good there. That's a driver's racetrack. There's no scooting around there. You got to get up on the wheel, and that's an awesome track. So one of my best ones, and excited to go there.
All right, Steve.
Steve Conley, the podium finish. This is for both of you. You were just talking about the sponsorship, having the open time for sponsors for the rest of the season, a couple of those. How big is this to take this win to potential sponsors to say, hey, look, we've got the experience, we've got the opportunities, and we've got to win in our pocket.
It's big. It just rejuvenized my career. It rejuvenized John Bomberito. John's putting a lot of time and money and resources into this. He stays at the shop till 10 o'clock every night away from his wife. It just, it's a shot in the arm, and it's what we need. And it's a shot. People come to do this because they want to win. You don't want to just be out there. I can promise you I damn sure don't. And the sponsors don't either. So winning changes the game, and it will help us. And, just the partners that have been with us for years and have stuck with us when I've been in a car that runs 30th. And to give that to all those people that have helped me the last 15 years is just very special. And like with Jordan, I mean, he's busted his tail. And to be the guy to win the first oval stage and then to win a race today for him, that was awesome. I'd rather win for him and do that with this little team and build this team than anybody else. It was awesome.
And Jeb, you were talking earlier about when you were leaving the 10 car, you had all that experience coming with it. Was there a moment during the up and down that you've had that you thought, maybe I'm done? And what was that turning point? Maybe it was meeting Jordan.
All the time. I want it so bad, and it's so easy to get frustrated. And I've just got a different mindset now. I'm just so thankful to be here. I get to make a living driving a race car, and being around Shane and my team that Jordan has put in place. Jordan let me get my spotter that I wanted. It's just fun driving a race car again. So I look forward to going to the racetrack now. Sometimes we're not the fastest, but I'm still having fun knowing that, okay, like last week, we ran 12th, 14th. That's a solid day for us. Let's keep building on it. Where before I would just get really frustrated about it. So I've just got a different mindset and a really good head place, and just having fun.
All right, we're going to come up front. We'll take a question from Bob, Zach Albert, and
Bob
Dustin.
Bob Hockers, Fox Sports. Jeb, the leader, isn't supposed to win these races, so I'm curious, what's going through your mind during all those restarts?
I was thinking about that, Bob. But I wanted to be in the lead. For us to win, I thought I needed to be in the lead to control the race and make the blocks and do that. I would rather be in the lead than second because some of the guys we were racing around, I was afraid if I was second, they would make a really bad block and we'd wreck. So I just really wanted to be in the lead so I could be the guy controlling. And the restart before the last one, I got the lead going in the back, and I made a mistake and got too far out. And the 2 car had a hell of a run, and I couldn't stop it. And I got too far out. So the next time, I dragged brake and didn't get that far out and just focused on my mirror, and my spotter did a great job. And, the rest was history. Then I lost my voice after. I think I yelled from the finish line all the way down the back straightaway. So I was happy.
I think we're all going to have hoarse voices tomorrow.
Yeah.
all right, Zach, go ahead.
Zach Albert, NASCAR.com for Jordan. Any special memories from Victory Lane with the team that stuck with you, with your dad that's been along this ride with you, and how heavy is that trophy?
It took Jeb and I both to pick it up. Very special. I wanted the 31 guys to be there too because that's how we're trying to build our team. We wanted both those guys there, and they work in the shop close together. They don't stay, this is my car, this is your car, trying to get them all to work together. So to have both the 27 and 31 in Victory Lane was huge. And, we go to lunch together, we work in the shop together, we everybody just gets along so well. And, that was cool to have them all there. And just sitting in Victory Lane, I was like, man, is this real? Like, you think about these moments, you dream about these moments, you tell yourself in your head, when you're working at the shop late, these are the moments that kind of fuel you to keep going. And to finally get to experience it, it's like I got a taste of it. Now we want a little more. Now I want to keep pushing to make this thing better. And To have my dad here, he hadn't been to the last 6 or 7 races because he's been staying behind working in the shop, helping with some things. My dad, has a bunch of rental properties. He's kind of a carpenter by trade. And, instead of, paying somebody to come in and work on our shop, he's been in there running new wires so he can put new fab equipment in there and build a mezzanine for more storage. And that's what he's been doing on the weekends. So I was like, you need to come to Talladega. I feel good about, we might win one of these things. So to have him here, spent a lot of late nights here with him driving to tracks and races and late nights working in the shop. And to have my wife here today was really special. She's been through a lot after last year, and it's been pretty cool to see all that and experience that. And just happy for Jeb. I mean, I know how hard he's fought with just keeping this whole program going. I think that's what gravitated the two of us to work together because, somebody had always had to fight for their sponsors and work hard to keep all those people going and, the activation, the ROI, keeping them happy, connecting partners. He does all that and does a lot of it. And I really liked his grind and respected that. And so for the two of us to come in and work together and do this, I mean, how old are you, 28, 29? 30. He's 30. I just turned 32. I still feel like we're pretty young, but it's pretty cool that, the two of us are getting to celebrate and experience this together. And hopefully, the new way of doing things, coming here and upsetting the standard and the norm on these races. I know that these are crazy races, but it's pretty cool to experience for both of our families. And I think my dad had your dad on the phone at some point out there on the front stretch.
Yeah, I hope your dad found his phone. He gave it to me, and I was talking to my dad while they were pushing me in victory lane. That was pretty cool. Mom and Dad were screaming, happy as hell, and this win is so big for my family. Dad's.
You think your dad was hooting and hollering at the TV?
Yeah, I mean, it makes me almost emotional because my dad, has told me several times he wishes that he could just write the check and do it. He could sell everything we own and I could run 1 year. That's what we could do. And it's just not that would be crazy to lose everything we have. So it's just not going to happen. So sometimes my mom has told me, Dad felt like he was a failure because he couldn't provide it. And that's far from the truth. Without my dad, I wouldn't be here. He stays on my tail. When I made that mistake at Coda, he was the first one yelling at me. And he's my biggest critic and my biggest supporter. Just appreciate him and my family and love them and just excited to get home and see him. We're going to watch the sun come up tonight. I told Jordan I got a hot tub, and I told him before the race I was going to take a picture with that damn hot tub and the trophy, and that's going to be my post. So that's what we're going to do.
Y'all going to see Jeb tweeting at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I don't know, but
All right.
I appreciate y'all, covering all our stuff too. I know I don't get to see all y'all all the time, but y'all have all supported me the last 10 years when you can, and it doesn't go unnoticed, so I appreciate it.
Go ahead, Dustin.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Jeb, you referenced outside and you referenced in here tonight saying you went through some things in the off season. One, can you talk about that? Or two, if you're not comfortable, can you talk about how that has shaped or how that has impacted you to get to this point? Because it seems like it's obviously important because you've kind of hinted at it, but you've kind of stopped short of saying more than that.
Yeah, I don't think it's any secret now. I'm going through a divorce, and that was really challenging to, kind of see the true colors of somebody, and I took it pretty hard. But looking at everything now, I'm glad that it's happened. It's made me a better person. It's brought me closer than with my family and friends than I've ever been. It's brought me closer with the pastor at MRO. Nick Terry was with me for months, and I appreciate the heck out of them. I probably lost 10 pounds over the off season. It was tough. I was not in a good way, but when I got to the racetrack in Charlotte and put that helmet on, it rejuvenized me and showed me that this is what's important right here. And the guys, they had my back. I remember John called me in December and just had my back and was telling me about things. And just, like I said, being with Jordan and Shane and these guys, it's so much fun to be at the racetrack again. I feel like I'm late model racing. Like, it's just a small team. They have a ton of fun, and I'm over that. That's in the past. I'm a better person from it. I'll take what I learned there and move on, and just so happy right now and thankful for the opportunity. And yeah, that's kind of all I got with that.
And Jordan, it's been referenced this is your first time back since the accident last year. Were there any thoughts coming at this place, or does it not strike as much because you weren't getting back out on the track, or what was it like to come back? You referenced even here in a helicopter. What was it like to be back?
I think kind of the moment I had when we landed yesterday, we flew into the FBO behind the racetrack here, and I walked in the bathroom as soon as I got off the airplane yesterday, and that was, kind of had a flashback to last time I was there was, Dale had got his plane down here to fly me out after being at the hospital all night, and kind of had a, just had a little moment, and just taking it all in, and it's like, wow, all that we've been through with that, that just, I'm usually pretty tough, growing up. I broke bones, knocked my teeth out. I did BMX, did all that crazy stuff, and that was a lot of pain, emotional and physical to go through all that stuff, and it was tough on my family and all that stuff. But at my heart and core, that was a opportunity race for me. I mean, I hadn't raced a lot last year, and we were running fourth when it happened, and it was like, man, it just took a lot, kind of the wind out of my sails, knocked me out, and even kind of like, on a little different scale than Jeb, but, me hanging the helmet up, not racing full time was a kind of a tough transition for me because, as race car drivers, we kind of let that define us who we are. We live by that, that's kind of our deal, and, kind of went through first, couple races this year. It was, tough trying to find my purpose and where I'm at in my life and what does all this mean, and, dug into my faith a little bit deeper and was like, you know what, this is a season of my life where I've got the opportunity to propel Jeb's career, Parker's career, give them two opportunities. I look at the 21 guys we have in our shop when we have our Monday morning meetings at 7 o'clock, and I look at them and their families, and, the team supports them. It's like, wow, there's a bigger picture here than just Jordan, and seeing the way that God kind of had all those things happen drew me a lot closer to my faith through all that stuff, and it just let me see the bigger picture, that it wasn't so much about me anymore. It's that everybody in my circle and everybody's a part of this journey, and it's been cool to see them grow, to see everybody have success. That's one thing that John Bomarito has taught me a lot of, is he was a sponsor of mine in 16, and then he joined me as a partner on the team in 21. He's been very successful with all his auto groups there in the Missouri area. And John's always taught me, he said, if you can take care of people, put people first, do the right thing, that, they'll do the same for you, and you'll get surrounded by good people that will take you to the finish line. And I look at where we are today, that's what's really happened, is we've surrounded ourselves with good people and, attracted the right people. And there's been times where we've had a couple employees that we've lost this year that, I wish were still here, but, it's kind of like boiling water. Sometimes you just kind of clean out some of the impurities, and we've attracted the right people that are supposed to be here. And it's been a journey, for sure. A lot of late nights and times where I sit there and I'm like, what can I do? Am I doing something wrong? What do I got to do? And today was kind of affirmation that, we're in the right place where we need to be. We got the right people here that are part of this journey. And, I joke, I'm getting old, 32. I feel like I'm old sometimes. Jeb probably feels the same way with some of these guys right here. Parker, it's kind of funny. You got a 19-year-old and a 30-year-old, and two totally different journeys, but it's cool having them both together. But, I'm 32. There's times where I make mistakes on the race team, or I should do things different, but that's kind of the fun part of figuring all this out for the first time. And I think that's why hopefully a lot of fans have gravitated toward our journey, is it's, a lot of these teams have been around for 30, 40, 50 years, and I respect those teams so much. And to be even on the same racetrack as those guys is incredible. And to come out here and win against some of these established teams is really, really cool, doing it the old school way. Yeah.
All right, we were going to go to Chris Knight, and then we're going to end with Noah. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah,
KirstenKnightGetChance.com. I was just curious for either Jeb or Jordan, now that you guys are a part of the playoffs, what do you need to do to have an impact in the playoffs and to keep yourself a part of the mix?
Hopefully this attracts more sponsors for Jeb and we can build new race cars. I'd say that's what I'd say. What do you say?
Yeah, this is big, man. It's big. So I'm hoping we get some more partners and build some fast cars and win the Dash for Cash next week is what we need to do.
All right, now bring us home.
No, Lewis, TSJ Sports. Jeb, I hate to ask because I know you want to focus on this special moment, but do you recall any sort of contact or anything with Chandler Smith today? Had some names to call you at the care center, and he didn't really elaborate.
He raced like a complete idiot last week, and he raced like an idiot today. Every run that he got, he just tried to take at the wrong times. So I don't know what his deal is, but he hit everything but the pace car last week. He's not going to last very long if he keeps doing that. So I don't know what his deal is. I don't know. But he's got a fast race car and he's not using his brain. That's pretty much all I got to say about it.
Thanks, Jeb. Congrats.
All right, Jeb, Jordan, congratulations again. Good luck for surviving tonight. We hope you guys have fun.
Hey, thank y'all. Appreciate it.
See you on the boulevard.
Until the sun comes up.